Hi YouTube, it's Random, and today I have a new gun. It's a Smith and Wesson 617-6. It's a 10 round 22 long rifle revolver, and being a revolver, it can fire 22 shorts as well if that's what you have. Now I decided to trade in my Ruger Single 10 for this gun in order to offset the purchase price of this gun, which is about, well, it's $800. It turns out I don't shoot the Ruger that well, and I prefer the convenience of a swing out cylinder for ease of loading and unloading. Now, with this being a K-frame revolver, it is cheaper to practice double shooting action without staging with this, and that should help with my double action shooting in my other revolvers as well, such as my 5.86 and my Model 29 and even my GP100, although the frame of that one is built differently. Now, like other Smith and Wessons, if I change the rebound slide spring, that should help with the double action trigger pull as well. Now, being a 22, this revolver is not recommended to be dry fired, as the firing pin can get deformed and the chamber peened from the side if you hit it multiple times with a firing pin without a bullet in place. Now, you can use snap caps, and in my case, I'll end up using spent 22 long rifle brass as my snap caps. You can use small drywall anchors as well. Now, I've been looking for a revolver like this for a long time, and I was very excited having this new revolver. I brought 3 kinds of ammo: CCI, Federal Automatch, and Federal 36 grain bulk, the 36 grain. Now, the first range trip showed a lot of problems. It had failure to fire / misfires anywhere from 1 to 4 cartridges per cylinder with double action shooting. So while I was in the range, I took the grips off. You can access it by removing that screw, and there's a strain screw in this part. And if that screw is not fully maxed out, that may account for the firing pin strikes that are light. And so what I made sure of was that I made sure that strain screw was fully screwed in, which it was already. So that wasn't the quick fix for it. Now, it only seemed to do it in double action, and I shot a few cylinders with it in single action, but had no misfires with it. The double action trigger pull was heavy, but as I mentioned, changing the rebound slide spring should easily help with that. The single action was light enough for me, but in general, I tend to shoot better with double action shooting than single action shooting. Now, there is a timing problem with this gun, and here's a picture of the lead buildup to the left of the forcing cone and some on the top strap. Now, lead buildup on the top strap itself is not uncommon, but seeing that there's more of a lead buildup on this side of the forcing cone versus this one, it may indicate some timing problems. Now, it also seems to be spitting out lead. You do have, being a revolver, you have a cylinder gap over here, but this gun may be shaving lead and spitting it out this way. Now, I just learned about this a few nights ago, trying to research how to tell if your gun has some timing problems. And one way of checking for it is that, and again, we know this gun is empty, but if you slowly pull the hammer back, you have your cylinder stop over here. And so as you slowly pull the hammer back, and I'll see if you can close in on that, you should see that cylinder latch locks it into place before the hammer is completely back. So pulling it back, it locks. Before this is fully locked back, and now it locks. Now again, pulling it back, cylinder latch is locked. Hammer is not yet fully back, and now it's locked back as well. So that indicates that the cylinder is completely locked in place even before the hammer is completely locked back. Now in this gun, there are 3 cylinders where before the hammer locks back, or rather where the cylinder latch does not lock back even as the hammer is already locked back in place, and there's a little bit of play. Let me see if I can find it. This particular chamber is slightly out of time. The hammer is locked back, and yet the cylinder latch is not yet fully engaged. You have to move the chamber slightly before that cylinder latch will engage, and so the chamber is not completely lined up with the forcing cone or the barrel when you end up pulling the trigger. Now, from what I remember, there are 3 chambers that are like that consecutively. So let's try for the other 2. Lock back for the hammer, and cylinder is still able to move. Hear that click? That's the cylinder latch engaging. It should engage before the hammer ends up locking back, and there should be another chamber like that based on my previous attempts at trying to identify the chambers. But there's 3, and sometimes with another attempt I'll get 4 chambers that are not fully locked back. Now another minor issue which I actually noted after I got the gun home is that the barrel is slightly canted to the left. Let me see how I'm going to do that here. If you look at it from the rear sight, the barrel appears to be torqued a little bit more to the left. That's hopefully just more cosmetic rather than anything functional, but it would be nice if they could actually line it up. Now, because of those issues, I had to stop shooting yesterday, as because of the cylinder being out of time, it was spitting lead, and somebody, a fellow shooter from 5 lanes away, was saying that every time she shot a gun, she felt something in her hair. And this is 5 lanes away. There are no other people shooting in between. So I'll be sending this gun back to Smith and Wesson. Overall, I'm not happy with this gun purchase, but hopefully Smith and Wesson will make it right. Everybody keeps saying it's a great revolver to buy for 22 long rifle, which I previously would have agreed with until my first-hand experience. But if they do fix it, it should be good. The problem is letting a gun out with all these issues out of the factory. Quality control is basically sucky. Okay, on to the shooting.
He said, I had a couple guys that took this year. He goes, I got them within 40. Couldn't get what they were shooting at. He goes, I had another guy that I didn't think could shoot, and he goes, he ended up taking a shot at about 65. Double lunged it right, dropped it right. He goes, he went about 120 straight down. He goes, he missed at first. And he goes, no. He goes, it went straight through. And he stood there and watched it. Went up. Where he's at. Dude. So by the time we got to him, he goes, he told me, he goes, if you're not picky and you don't want And he goes, you just want a bullet, you don't care what it is. He goes, I can guarantee you get one. He goes, first thing Saturday morning.
I didn't see one go in on that
I sent it to a bunch of friends. They're like, all
got the safety. Okay, well, I just saw some. It's not shutting. You're right. So what is this?
That's the turn.
It's not shutting, it's not gonna fire. Any questions? Is this supposed to be shut? Try shutting it, see if that secure.